As a Christ follower, it's the same thing as when I was baptized or when I got saved, right? So if you're an accelerationist or that level of neo-Nazi and they say, what was your red pill moment? You need to know it because it's kind of like the big deal. That's when you said,
Right.
hate all of the people. So after about a week or so of emails, I get on, they tell me to download the Wire app, similar to WhatsApp. You can call and talk on it and stuff like that and create groups all over it. So I do like about an hour and 15-minute interview panel of like 4 or 5 people asking me all kinds of stuff. I answered best I could, best I prepared for. And then they gave me a 24-hour rest period because they said, now that you know what we are, we're going to give you 24 hours to think about if you want to be a part of us, and we want 24 hours to think about it. But this is what they told me accelerationism was. They said, accelerationists, they call it siege culture, kind of parlaying off the book, but they do not believe there's a political solution to save the white race. They believe that society is either going to collapse on its own or from man-made events, and they want to speed that up. The group I was in was calling that boogaloo, the boogaloo. And everything always ends with an ethno state. Now, it's not saying the groups that I was in, they weren't going to take over the entire United States, but the group I was in, one section was looking at property and land in the Appalachian Mountains. One section of the base was looking at the upper peninsula of Michigan. One section of the base had property in the Pacific Northwest. So you get in there, you start learning that ideology, but again, in the beginning, I'm just ingratiating. We know they've been saying crazy stuff online, but is it illegal per se? No. But are they planning on taking steps to do some bad things? And that goes back to that domestic terrorism culture. You go in Telegram or whatever, you've got your Terrence and your Breiviks, and they're in there, 4chan, 8chan, and they're posting right before they go and commit all the murders. Here I am. I'm going live.
Jesus
Watch this.
Christ.
Yeah. So, but imagine being in law enforcement and trying to look at all these thousands of posts and trying to figure out, well, which one's actually going to follow through? Which one is seriously planning on doing something? So you always got to stay vigilant and keep going after it.
So what were these guys planning on doing? What was their accelerate moment?
Well, per the siege culture, they like to do like guerrilla warfare tactics. So they're against the Charlottesville stuff, being in a group, picket signs, screaming racial slurs, all this stuff. They're against that. They're like, that's stupid. Number one, you're making yourself a target. You're not doing anything. It's more guerrilla warfare tactics where, let's say over here in Austin, power grid goes down. Over here, train gets derailed. Over here, water system's poisoned. Anything to create chaos and killing of anybody left. Anti-fash, non-whites, very anti-Semitic, very, like way more than, it kind of opened my eyes when I started getting into some of these neo-Nazis because for the most part, when I thought racism, I thought white against black, right? But these neo-Nazis groups I was in, man, they are anti-Semitic, man. They cannot stand Jews.
Wow.
It's like it's sickening if you listen to it. But again, they want that Hitler. They want Hitler back. Some of these guys were like talking about concave Earth, hollow Earth. Hitler's still alive. He's in hollow Earth. He's with giant white men who are Anglo white with red hair and 15+ foot tall. And I'm like, and I go, so where are these 15-foot tall white guys? And they're like, well, they're in Middle Earth with Hitler. They're waiting. And I go, for what? If we're going to
NBA contracts.
Yeah. Come on, man, let's do this. Let's take this thing down. And sometimes I'm just comical with them. You're like, hey, we're neo-Nazis. Yeah. We're going to get the ethno state. Yeah. We're ready for the boogaloo. Yeah. We're building our kit. Yeah. Who's going to be Hitler? And everybody goes, ugh. Well, there's only be one, buddy. Are we going to fight it out right now? Who's going to win this thing?